Wack 100 has built a name for himself by calling out alleged snitches, but ironically, he might just be the most suspicious figure in the rap world himself. And today, we're unpacking the reasons why his credibility might be completely destroyed. While Wack's name has floated around in shady conversations for years, one current case has everyone talking. In March 2025, Big U and 18 others tied to the Rolling 60s Crips were hit with a major RICO case, and shockingly, Wack's name surfaced in the official documents. Cops claim Big U and his partner Bay threatened someone and demanded they cut ties with Wack, saying Big U suspected he was secretly cooperating with federal agents. Reports also say Big U caught Wack slipping and allegedly made him plead for his life. Court files reveal Big U pulled up with around 20 men and confronted Wack while he was with his wife and daughter. Wack had a gun, but he knew pulling it meant certain death, so he allegedly begged, "Don't do this. My wife, my kids in that car." Authorities had Big U's phone under surveillance, and in one call, he said he'd break Wack's jaw. In another, he talked about putting hands on him. Just before surrendering to the feds, Big U went on video and flat out accused Wack 100 of being a federal informant.
Before Big U turned himself in on the RICO case, he called Wack 100 out on video and said that he was working with the FBI.
When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody.
Brick Baby is another figure caught up in the Big U RICO case, and for a while now, Wack 100 has been accusing him of being a snitch, especially in connection to the Lil Durk murder situation. Lil Durk and his OTF crew are currently facing charges for allegedly being involved in the murder of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop, and Wack believes Brick Baby is secretly helping the feds build a case against them. Both Durk and Brick Baby were reportedly mentioned together early on, and Wack insists it was Brick who made people start pointing fingers at Durk. In Wack 100's view, Brick Baby played a key role in making Lil Durk a target in the case.
The world thought that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians or Persians. That's what the world thought.
But then Brick Baby went on No Jumper and started dry snitching on Lil Durk and his people.
Slap of Vaughn, right? Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh, yeah, because of... Wait, no. Like,
They
who died?
say you can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Or who?
Nah, because Lil Pop.
Then, a few months later, the feds raided Brick Baby's house and found an AK-47. At first, it seemed like just a regular gun charge, but Wack claimed the real reason for the raid was so the cops could get Brick Baby's phone and use it against Lil Durk.
Brick Baby just got picked up by the feds. What's happening? When your court date, right? We're under the presumption that it's an AK-47 case. But what really happened was they came there to get his cell phone.
There were also rumors flying around that Brick Baby snitched on Big U, but Wack 100 actually said Brick Baby is a victim in the Big U case because he was getting extorted.
The reason why Brick Baby ain't in the RICO is because Brick Baby was a victim. He was getting extorted.
By Big U.
Yeah, he was getting extorted.
Wack 100 claims Big U is actually the reason Brick Baby ended up getting locked up, since Big U was allegedly talking about him on a tapped phone line. Rumors say Big U was taking a cut from everything Brick Baby made in the streets, and the cops reportedly heard him mention Brick handing over money after hitting a lick. One reason people are now calling Wack a Fed is because he knew about the Big U RICO indictment before it became public. Wack even called in to No Jumper and said he warned Big U's wife about what was coming.
After you got the message, you hit up Big U's wife. You said, "Sis, 911. 1 sec, let me get Solo." And you gave him a heads up.
What I tell him?
You said, "1 sec, let me get Solo. He needs to leave. Bad." In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
I said so bad, right?
Yeah, full bad.
What the 600 saying this shit is 4 rolling 60 telling on.
After Big U turned himself in and said, Wakana was working with the feds, Wack aired him out like crazy, but made his own situation even worse. Wack started clapping back at Big U, but then Wack made even more people call him a snitch because he started talking about Big U's murder case.
I'm Eugene Henley, developing options. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the community. Kill the motherfucking kid though, right? You bitch ass nigga.
Big U was facing charges for killing a man named Ron Williams and dumping his body in the desert outside Las Vegas. Ron had been signed to Big U's label, but before rap, he played football, and Big U had coached him since he was a kid. Big U's son, Dion Henley, now plays in the NFL for the Chargers and also had a close bond with Ron. While Big U hasn't been convicted for Ron's death, Wack 100 claimed that Dion cut ties with his dad because Big U killed his friend. Wack also alleged that Big U beat Dion half to death 6 or 7 times. He called Big U a monster who murdered an innocent man, and his rant led people to call Wack a snitch again since he was openly discussing an active case and basically declaring Big U guilty. At the same time, Wack tried to defend himself. Many were questioning how he knew about the RICO case against Big U before the news dropped. But Wack revealed that he got inside info from Ron Williams' sister and even played a phone call where she said Big U's DNA was found under Ron's fingernails. And according to Wack, that's how he knew the feds were about to bring the hammer down on Big U. But Wack has already been caught lying about the Big U RICO case. After Big U got locked up, Wack called into No Jumper and told everyone that Adam 22 had also been picked up by the feds. That turned out to be cap though, and Adam 22 later told DJ Vlad that he was never arrested. According to Adam 22,
so I was playing poker at my house one day and my girl actually intercepted the person ringing my buzzer outside. I didn't see it. She told him that I wasn't home. Basically, they wanted to serve me with a subpoena. Now, when I hear that, I get nervous. Call my lawyer. I'm like, hey, can you guys call this guy and figure out exactly what's going on with this? They had a series of questions they wanted to ask the feds to basically figure out what the nature of this was going to be. And I never even ended up having a conversation with.
Everyone's talking about Wack 100 and the Big U RICO, but this isn't the first time they clashed over snitching. Back in 2024, a documentary dropped on World Star Hip Hop that allegedly exposed Wack as a snitch. Wack and his legal team ended up suing to get the video removed, and according to Wack, it was Big U who paid World Star to put the video out in the first place.
That was Big U that did it.
How
and
do you
this
know?
stupid motherfucker, let me tell you
How do you know?
I know because he got a contract with World Star. World Star is trusted, right? He called and get it put up because he emotional because we've been exposing his ratting, right? Now we got paperwork to his ratting, so it's different, right? So when it got that put up, World Star just trusted to do. They put it up.
Big U has been calling Wack 100 a snitch, but Wack fired back and claimed he has paperwork proving that both Big U and Brick Baby snitched on a rapper named Sue Surf. Surf, who's originally from Jersey, allegedly reps the Rollin' 60s, just like Big U and Brick Baby. Sue Surf and his crew got hit with a RICO case, and according to Wack, Big U and Brick Baby helped the feds take him down. Although the World Star Hip Hop documentary accusing Wack of snitching was taken down, a YouTube channel called Street Certified News did a deep dive and alleged that Wack really was involved in a wild case tied to none other than Shaquille O'Neal. In 2008, a Main Street Mafia Crip member named Stutterbox got into music production and was working with Shaq's label. He allegedly hooked up with Shaq's wife and told Shaq he made a sex tape with her, leading Shaq to allegedly have some Main Street Crips kidnap and rough up Stutterbox. A business manager named Mark Stevens, who was working with Shaq at the time, was also allegedly involved. 5 months later, police wiretapped Mark Stevens speaking with Dell, the alleged leader of the Main Street Crips, and Stevens asked if Dell wanted to talk to Wack. Dell declined. At the time, Wack and Stutterbox were neighbors and used to party together, and rumors spread that Wack had been feeding information to the cops. During that same wiretap call, Stevens told Dell that Wack had randomly called asking for help. Police documents mention a confidential informant named Back, who was allegedly Wack 100, and that Back left 2 messages with Stevens trying to contact Dell to warn him that Stutterbox was cooperating. Dell and some other Crips were arrested for the kidnapping, but the case later got dropped due to lack of evidence. Wack claimed he helped save them, but his name being tied to the paperwork didn't help the informant rumors. Even more explosive is the paperwork that allegedly shows Wack has been an informant for nearly 20 years. In 2005, Wack and his brother were pulled over in Texas while heading to a funeral. When they refused a vehicle search, a K-9 was brought in, and the cops found multiple firearms in the car. Since both men were felons, they were booked for gun charges. Wack made bail and returned to LA, where he was working with Suge Knight at Death Row Records. 2 years later, Suge Knight got taken down by law enforcement, and while they were targeting his whole crew, Wack's name never came up. But around the same time, the Main Street Mafia Crips were indicted for Stutterbox's kidnapping, and Wack's name showed up in that paperwork. Then, his Texas gun charges were quietly dropped. Wack claimed it was due to illegal search, but court docs said the case was dismissed in the interest of justice. Rumors began swirling that Wack became an informant after that arrest and had been feeding the feds info ever since. What makes it all more bizarre is that Wack constantly calls others snitches without showing proof. For example, Gunna faced major backlash during the YSL RICO trial after taking an Alford plea and admitting YSL was a gang. Then Wack claimed he had a 2-hour interrogation video of Gunna saying even more and threatened to release it if Gunna didn't admit to snitching himself.
Hey, Gunna, listen. I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna. For you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did.
Gunna never responded to Wack's threats, and Wack never dropped the supposed interrogation video either. After that, Wack tried to throw dirt on BG's name too, claiming he was snitching. Again, with no proof. BG, a respected New Orleans legend, signed to Birdman's Cash Money label at just 12 years old. But in 2009, police pulled him over and found 3 guns in his car, leading to a 14-year sentence. BG came home in 2023 after serving 11 years and was welcomed back with love across the rap game. Still, Wack began pushing a narrative that BG cooperated, despite having no paperwork to back it up. One of BG's former cellmates even did an interview saying BG had nothing but respect behind bars. Wack calling BG a snitch sparked major backlash and led to a beef with both Birdman and Lil Boozy. Boozy called Wack a clown, and many fans believe Wack is capping about having paperwork on BG. On top of that, Wack is notorious for recording phone calls and playing them during clubhouse conversations, something that's made him look even more like an informant in a lot of people's eyes. Between making unproven snitching claims and secretly taping people, Wack's behavior keeps raising eyebrows. But it doesn't stop there. He's even accused people of murder. West Coast rapper Jay Diggs, who was affiliated with Mac Dre before Dre was killed in 2004, became one of Wack's targets. Mac Dre's murder was never solved, but Wack went on No Jumper and straight up accused Jay Diggs of setting Dre up. And if that wasn't wild enough, Wack also claimed Jay Diggs lined up his own son to be killed.
Unless he want to talk about how he lined his son up to get killed for the insurance money.
See, what is
we
that?
ain't talking. We can talk about it. We ain't talking about it.
It's not exactly clear how the beef between Wack 100 and Jay Diggs first started, but things got serious when Jay Diggs dropped a diss track called 3 Finger Wack, where he rapped, "You a hoe-ass kid, you don't want this beef. Plus you talk too much like you don't want your teeth. Yeah, I heard all the gossip. I got you so about to run up in the clubhouse and drop some Wack kept talking wild about Jay Diggs, but when Diggs tried to link up and run the fade,
You bring up Jason Love, I'm gonna bring up Jay Diggs.
So
When are we
what?
squabbling?
And so what? Jay Diggs don't want to come playing with me, bro.
Yeah, he was here trying to line up the fade.
He don't see. That's the problem. Here goes the problem.
No, the problem is, I just want to clarify, I'm only bringing up the thing that you don't want to talk about because you are bringing up a fake story
You
about
met
me.
a man that your
You
wife.
ducking Jay Diggs is real spill.
What I duck him at?
Jay Diggs isn't the only rapper who's taken shots at Wack 100 for talking reckless online. Gucci Mane also dissed him on the track. Bluffin', where he raps, "I don't make threats. No, I promise. I just drop bands like commas. Don't even ask me about dead folks, cause I ain't got no comment. I want my M's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. I ain't arguing on no internet. I'm not Wack 100. While no one can say for certain whether Wack is really working with law enforcement, the constant rumors surrounding him definitely make things look suspicious. What also raises eyebrows is how obsessed Wack is with calling people snitches, yet he still chose to manage 6ix9ine, the most notorious snitch in rap, after 6ix9ine cooperated with the feds and got out of prison. Some even believe No Jumper is tied into all of this, claiming that Adam22 and Wack used the platform to expose street business and possibly bait artists like Loose Cannon into self-snitching. There's no real proof of any of this though, And just because someone chooses to incriminate themselves on a podcast doesn't necessarily mean the platform is working with the feds. While many believe Wack 100 might be an informant, others think he's actually scared the feds are coming for him next, just like they did with Big U. Rumors say Wack's been extorting people behind the scenes, just like Big U allegedly did, and now he's worried that he could be the next target of a federal indictment. In the end, there's a lot of accusations flying around without solid proof, and nobody really knows what's happening behind closed doors. Whether or not Wack is working with the feds, his reputation might already be done, because in this game, sometimes just the rumor is enough to ruin you for good. That tough talk.